Hello, Adrian here from Doug Mellon Harcourts in Wollongong. Just wanted to talk to you today about a question I was asked last week about what can we do to bring up the value of our home when we're ready to go on the market and we want to sell. I guess a couple of things that I want to talk about really today is that is a very, very broad question. It can be answered a number of different ways, and I guess it is going to be dependent on you and your situation and where you're at in terms of what you're prepared to do. So firstly, a couple of things that you can do, just simple little tips that you can do to help sell your home in a quicker time and be more impressive when it goes on the market. A lot of this you may or may not have heard about before, but the general rule is that you want to declutter the home. That would be the number one thing. Anything that doesn't really necessarily need to be there or has been there for such a long time, get rid of it. If you don't need it anymore, get it out of the house. Get the place looking decluttered. Simple things are often the best, a minimalistic approach. A classic example that I always give to my sellers really is, if you've ever been to a display home, well, a display home, you'll go and have a look at it. It'll be clean and pristine condition, but there'll be very little furniture and things lying around the house. So in the kitchen, for example, you will see a toaster, you might see a cappuccino maker and a bowl of fruit, but that's really about it. When you go into areas that are large areas like the lounge room, you'll see simple things like a rug, coffee table, and your lounges, of course, and TVs and all the rest of it. But not very much else will be cluttering up that room. You want to have the emphasis being on the purpose of that room and that only. Another tip is to have a look around the house and do the jobs that you've been putting off forever. So those things are like cleaning the gutters and hosing the eaves and hosing down your windows. Make sure the garden is looking tidy, the leaves and the weeds and all those things that you put off for months and months and months, get it done, because first impressions count. Next thing, maintenance. So look around your place, and if there are things that need to be done, need attending to, so it could be a touch-up of paint, or it could be a cracked tile, or anything like that, go and fix those up. Make sure that everything looks like it is nice and neat, and there's no thing that looks tired or worn out. So a couple of little tips there, and they're the main things that you would look at in terms of a general rule. And this is why I say before, it really depends on you and your circumstance, your financial position and all those sorts of things. But I'm looking at this as a holistic approach and trying to appeal to different people at their different stages. The thing that I really want to mention here though is, I guess, my observation of the last couple of years in this real estate market. If you're an intending seller and you're looking at going on the market in the next 12 or 18 months or 2 years, think about this. I believe we're living in what I call the plasma generation. Okay, we're looking at a market now where buyers simply want to walk in and look at plonking their furniture down and just thinking about where they're going to place everything and they're designing their lives. I really believe that today's common buyer doesn't want to renovate, they don't want to put new kitchens in and bathrooms, they don't want to do the big capital jobs of what we used to see in say 8 or 10 years ago, where we had the renovators come through and all these shows that were giving examples of buying a property and renovating to make profit. I honestly think those days are numbered, and a lot of the buyers that are coming through, like I said, the plasma generation. So in saying that, if you're intending on selling, and like I said, in the next 12, 18 months, it could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, have a look at your house and have a look at the areas that have become tired, areas that have become dated. Look at those areas now and think to yourself, how can we make this better? If we ever wanted to go and sell, is the buyer going to look at this property and go, wow? Or are they going to go, well, that needs to be fixed and this needs to be replaced and that needs to be repainted? And in a buyer's mind, let me tell you, $1,000 job to you is a $5,000 job to a buyer. It hurts you on price in a big way. So think of these things, that if there's maintenance to be done, and when I say maintenance, let's look beyond just general tidiness or cleaning the eaves like I mentioned before. We're talking to things that, you know, in 5 or so years the carpets are going to need to be looked at. In 10 years the kitchen's going to need to be looked at. Whether it's appliances or a whole new kitchen. In the bathroom, whether it's retiling or a new bath or a new shower head or taps and things like that to jazz it up and make it look fresh and new again. They're the things that I'm really talking about, inside and out. Keep that in mind, because it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to you in the future when you go to sell. The job of the agent is obviously to display the wares of the home and the features and the attributes and all the benefits. But if you've got points in your home that the buyer can see that they can, I guess, detract from or put down in a sense, really in their own mind, they're going to be knocking dollars off the price of the home, and that's their angle of negotiation. So therefore it makes your job and the agent's job much, much, much harder to go and get a great price in whatever given market it is, because they're already looking at the faults. The plasma generation, think about it. If you need any more tips or hints, give me a call or send me an email. Go to my website, www.adriandamico.com.au. Thanks very much. Chat to you soon.